All right, session 0. Everyone has their 16th level characters ready? Okay, cool. Let me just check them over. Okay. Okay, we have a drow fighter, cool. A dwarven cleric, very nice. And a hill giant with 3 levels of barbarian. Wait, what? Hello everyone, Nick the DM here with another video. Have you ever felt too limited during character creation? Even with all the options available in the player's handbook and the many other source books and supplements of 5e? Or maybe you just want to test your role-playing skills by playing a really unique monster. Either way, in today's video we'll be taking a look at how you as a player can play some of the more monstrous entities in D&D, and for the DMs out there, this will hopefully teach you how you can balance players playing monsters. The first thing to always keep in mind when allowing a player to play a monster is balance. As I mentioned in the example at the start of the video, in a group of 16th level characters, a hill giant would only need 3 levels to be the equivalent of a 16th level character. This is because of the already very high damage output, strength, and hit points of the base hill giant stat block. Of course, each table and campaign will be different. Some campaigns may be aligned towards evil, so you could potentially allow a player to play a fiend. Others may be in a world where most hill giants are the normal chaotic evil, so a hill giant might not fit in a good aligned party. Or one outstanding hill giant of good alignment may work with the party, though most NPCs may be untrusting of a hill giant. What matters most is talking to the DM and making sure the character you choose is appropriate for the campaign. Now for the actual balancing part. How do you decide a monster is an appropriate level for the party? Well, this part is actually pretty easy thanks to a little source book called Xanathar's Guide to Everything. In Xanathar's Guide, the encounter building section talks about balancing not just solo monsters, but groups as well. Page 90 in particular has the multiple monsters chart. This is exactly what we need for choosing monster player characters. These charts give estimates for the ratio of monsters to characters in encounters based on the player's level and the monster's challenge ratings. What we're looking for in particular is the 1-to-1 ratio. This means that theoretically, one monster of a certain CR is an equal match for one character of our particular level. For example, a CR5 monster, like the hill giant from earlier, has a 1-to-1 ratio with 12th through 16th level characters. Therefore, a hill giant could be an appropriate character choice for a party around those levels. Of course, this is an approximation. Monsters are not normally built for players, so their abilities are difficult to factor in sometimes, so keep that in mind, players and DMs. This is why in a 16th level party, a hill giant could have 3 levels of a class if we guess they are around the equivalent of a 13th level character. Each level up, they could gain a class level to keep the balance with the other characters. The exact level of a monster is fully up to the DM, as the ratio has quite the range from 12th to 16th level in my hill giant example. Now, if you have an especially kind DM, both you and the DM can modify a monster stat block using the Creating a Monster section of the Dungeon Master's Guide to better fit the party's level, potentially removing a multi-attack ability, lowering hit points, or lowering an ability score and adjusting the CR accordingly. Especially in the case of immunities to non-magical weapons, because this would cause a massive imbalance at lower levels, and even higher levels. And you can't just give every goblin a magic dagger to counter that without making things a lot worse. Or can you? Now, a few things to take into consideration before the end of the video. Firstly, this is all approximate, so changes may need to be made or adjusted as the game goes on, and sometimes they just may not work for the game at all. Secondly, magic items and armor may be harder to find for monsters depending on the size and body shape. Not many smiths or magic artificers make enchanted plate mail for giants, and oozes or aberrations may not be able to find or wear any armor at all. Third, be mindful of the size category of monsters. Not only does it increase the number of damage dice for the creature's weapons, but it can make it hard for players to fit into specific areas. Zbashu just recently made an excellent video depicting the problems of large characters, so maybe go check that out if you haven't already. So while bigger creatures may be fun for a one-shot or a mini campaign, having them in a long-running campaign may be more trouble than it's worth. Anyways, that's all I have for today's video. I hope this will help any of you who are looking into changing up your D&D games. If you've liked this video, consider giving it a like and subscribing for more Dungeons & Dragons videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!